Has your forecast meeting ever turned into a debate about whose numbers are right? The data just doesn't match up. Nobody wants to make a $2 million forecast call based on data they don't fully believe. So, how do you actually know you can trust what you're looking at? If this sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This happens way more than anyone wants to admit, and it has absolutely nothing to do with how smart or capable your team is. At its core, this is a data architecture problem. If you're new here, this is HubSpot Hacks by Simple Strat, your go-to channel for practical HubSpot tips and tutorials that help marketing, sales, and ops teams get way more out of their HubSpot. So let's talk about where untrustworthy data actually comes from. There are three root causes we see come up over and over again. The first is multiple data sources. Most sales teams are pulling from 3 or more places: the CRM, a spreadsheet someone built 2+ years ago, and sometimes something a little more creative than that. I once worked with a team whose sales manager was running their entire book of business off of their iPhone 6. Prospects, customers, deal notes, all of it. The only thing that ever actually made it back into the CRM was the one deal amount, and nobody knew what was in the pipeline at any given moment. Nobody knew what conversations they were having, and when that person left the organization, ultimately a big chunk of institutional knowledge walked out the door with them. This is an extreme example, I'll admit, but the underlying problem does show up everywhere. The second root cause is inconsistent data entry. Reps enter things differently. Jim moves his deals to proposal when he sends the deck. Dwight waits for a response to his proposal before moving his deals. Neither of those options is necessarily wrong, but they are inconsistent. So now your pipeline report is comparing apples to oranges, and nobody reading the report knows that. Third is simple. When everybody can pull their own version of a report, everybody does. So with this capability, by the time Monday's forecast meeting rolls around, you're going to have 3 different numbers, a room full of people defending their own data, and this is where things can get a little expensive. When data feels unreliable, people stop trusting it. Reps will sandbag, leadership ends up making headcount and budget calls based on numbers they privately doubt, but they can't openly challenge because nobody can agree on which ones are right. The real cost is time to make decisions, and most teams are just spending hours every week just debating the numbers before they can even think about acting on them. That time really does add up fast, and it's usually happening to the teams who can least afford to lose it. So what does this look like when a team gets it right? Well, a few things have to be true. First, there needs to be one agreed system of record, one ring to rule them all. HubSpot, or your CRM, is where the truth lives. Full stop. Not a spreadsheet someone exports on Fridays, not a BI dashboard that may or may not be pulling fresh data, definitely not anyone's personal cell phone. One place, one source of truth. Second, consistent stage criteria that's written down, accessible to everyone on the team, and regularly enforced. Everyone on the sales and ops team needs to know exactly what has to be true for a deal to be in a particular stage in a particular pipeline. And managers need to be checking on that data in their one-on-ones with reps, not just accepting entries at face value. Third, you need to have a small set of shared reports that leadership, managers, and reps all pull from the same place, and your dashboard needs to include context so that everyone is approaching your data from the same angle. When the VP asks for forecast, it needs to match what the manager sees. When the reps look at their pipeline, it should match what shows up on the dashboard as well. It should be the same number and the same answer every time. Here's what that looks like when it's set up well. So this is a sales velocity tracking dashboard. Now, you can tell that there's plenty of context to go around. So right up here at the top, the dashboard description actually has the goal that we're tracking. So the purpose of this dashboard is to track our progress towards improving deal momentum 10% by the end of Q2 2026 because we're using a focused nurture outreach approach. So all of the reports in this dashboard are kind of centered around that. And on the left-hand side here, you can actually see how to use this dashboard. So whether I'm the person who made the report, whether I'm the person who's responsible for pulling the information from the report and bringing it to the financial meeting, I can go ahead and make sure that I'm looking at this from the right angle, the right perspective for the campaign that was set up. So I have here the name of the report, average time in deal stage, And it's a real-time report that shows the current average time deals have spent in each stage. Now, I've only set up a couple here just for an example. And you can see that demo held, that deal was in there for 2 seconds, which tells us that the rep, me, probably set up that deal a little late in the game or when it was about to move into another stage. So we're probably missing information. That's a good indicator. And we can see that other areas have different bits of information. So this one's about half a day, and this is 97.5 days. Now, why is it in seconds versus days? Because the only information available for demo held is 2 seconds. It's my fault. uh, when deals are in a pipeline, in an active pipeline for a lot longer, it will be more consistent across the board. But that helps highlight not only trends, but also outliers in your data. So you can see at a glance who you might need to talk to about getting their deals in on time and making sure that everything is moving forward effectively. And then if you go to the reports total, what it's going to do is average out the totals in each column. So the average time in demo scheduled 39.2 days. If you actually look over here on the left as well, below the second report description here and the question that it's answering, we've pulled the benchmarks for when this report was initially set up. So when Q2 ends, which it has, uh, we can go back and see, did we meet our 10% goal? And that's going to be the reportable value. So this is tracking not only what question does each report answer, what information do we care about from this dashboard, but also, did we meet our goal? And that's the ultimate decision maker. So was the marketing outreach targeting deal stage movement effective? No, not really. And that's a really great thing to know because now we can try something new, try something different. We can make a decision to move forward. A quick temperature check before we wrap up. How many versions of your forecast exist right now? How long does it take your team to pull together a pipeline report? When leadership asks for a number, does everyone on your team come back with the same answer? If you said no, I don't know, or if any of these questions made you pause, that is worth a conversation. That's it for this HubSpot hack, and if this video was helpful, subscribe to this channel or to our weekly newsletter for more real-world strategies, product updates, and client-tested ideas to get more value out of your HubSpot. Thanks!